There you go.
Good evening. We'll call the Joplin Schools Board of Education December meeting to order. Roll call, Mrs. Worsler.
Present.
John Hurd.
Present.
Veronica Sherritt.
Present.
Matthew Robertson.
Here.
Present.
Riley Harper.
Present. If you would, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented, please.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Robertson, a second by Mr. Hurd to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Celebrations. This evening we have quite a few celebrations, great things that are happening throughout the district. It's a busy time of the year. We'll begin with our Jet HD alum who's rocking with The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Howard Nunnally is the drummer for the Ella Langley Band, and they rocked The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Over the summer, the band opened for country singer Morgan Wallen, and Howard has played at Arrowhead, Red Rocks, and recently the Grand Ole Opry. He is a 2018 graduate of Joplin High School and spent a lot of his time in Jet HD, enrolled in the audio production classes through Franklin Technology Center. He has recently came back to Jet HD to talk to students in Mr. Douglas and Mr. Smith's class to inspire the next generation of Eagles. Congratulations to our Teacher Proud Tuesday recipient. Lindsay teaches third grade at Eastmoreland Elementary and was nominated by a colleague who was impressed and inspired by Mrs. Kuski's intentional leadership. Mrs. Kuski is a very dedicated teacher. She knows her devotion to her students through her patience, kindness, and perseverance. Often, I hear her having heart-to-heart conversations about why she has high expectations for students. She steers these conversations to enlighten her students of their learning, their potential, and their bright future. Because of her approach, her students strive for excellence. Her expectations help prepare students for the productive struggles they encounter when they are presented with new ideas and content. I have no doubt that her students will be ready for 4th and later 5th grades. Congratulations. Thank you to Flying J. Thank you to our neighbors at the Pilot Flying J Travel Center for their generous grant to support the new Freshman Academy at Joplin High School. Freshman Academy helps students explore their interests and possible career training pathways as they begin their time at Joplin High School and Franklin Technology Center. With 14 industry-recognized credentials at FTC, plus the more than 65 dual credit and advanced placement opportunities, and 170-plus electives for our students, we want to be sure that they have time to understand what their futures can hold. Thank you, Flying J, for your program, support, and your generous donation. Jesus Sanchez visits Jefferson Elementary. Students and staff recently welcomed Mr. Jesus Sanchez, an accomplished cybersecurity expert and proud former student of Principal Sorrell. As a site reliability engineer and cloud infrastructure engineer at Compal in New York, Mr. Sanchez captivated our students with insights into the dynamic world of cybersecurity. The engaging Q&A session revealed tremendous student interest. We may be nurturing the next generation of cybersecurity professionals right here at Jefferson. Thank you, Mr. Sanchez, for investing in our students' future and showing them what's possible. The Collective. Joplin High School has a songwriting ensemble, The Collective. This group is comprised of 9th through 12th graders in this co-curricular class who have stepped outside of school to perform at Joplin Avenue Coffee Company. Teacher Doug DeSherry said that opportunities like this are an excellent way for his students to connect with the community, and we love seeing our students explore and share their creativity. So many things going on currently in the district, and very happy to see everything that we have to celebrate here in Joplin schools. Next up is our student advisor report. Ms. Rutledge.
Joplin High School senior Christian Kavanagh was recently accepted early to the California Institute of Technology, or Caltech, through the Quest Bridge program. Caltech has the lowest acceptance rate of any college in the country and is known for its STEM programs. Christian plans to major in astrophysics, an area which the institute is well known for. Due to his early acceptance, he has also been awarded the Quest Bridge Match Scholarship, which is a full ride scholarship. Congratulations to Christian, and good luck with all your future endeavors. The JHS wrestling teams are off to a great start. Both the boys and girls are 1-0 in their duels, and as the season is just getting started, we have high hopes for them to have a great season. Also, while still very early in the season, there are already things to highlight about the JHS boys basketball team. Senior Collis Jones was named to the Carthage Invitational All-Tournament team. Congratulations to Collis, and good luck to the rest of the team as they continue their season.
Thank you, Ms. Rutledge. Next up, celebrating Irving, Mr. Adkins. We're going to stand by for our clever touch questions. Celebration of Irving. So, Mr. Atkins, Mr. Harris, share with us what's going on here at Irving.
All right, absolutely. We are so proud of our Irving team. Many are here in our audience.
Let's give them a round of applause.
Shout out to them. Here at Irving, obviously we want to support kids and their learning, and we have our vision and mission statements displayed here on the board, and quickly I want to read those. Our vision statement of Irving Elementary will engage a community of learners through high expectations, integrity, empowerment, and opportunity. And our mission statement, Irving Elementary will build a high-performing community of learners engaged in their future through a culture of continuous improvement involving all stakeholders. And something that we say every day in our announcements, our kind of our motto, learn, laugh, and lead. And that's really what we do here. Mr. Harris is going to talk about some of our celebrations, kindergarten through second grade.
Yes, first and foremost, I would like to say our kindergarten through second graders did a phenomenal job last year. And just to highlight a few of those things, our kindergartners exceeded our BSIP goal this past year, reaching 82% proficiency in the phonological awareness area on the state assessment or the district assessment. And in first grade, at the beginning of the year, we started with 67% of our students identified as below proficient. And by the end of the year, with some interventions and things like that, we decreased that number down to 30%. So tremendous work with our first grade teachers and our title team, so huge shout out to them. And as far as second grade goes, in English language arts, we improved scores by 14% on the NWA test, and then in math, we improved by 12%. So huge gains there, so huge shout out to those grade levels.
Absolutely. And then third, fourth, and fifth grade on our MAP achievement test, some really tremendous celebrations. We look at some grade levels growing over 20% in proficiency, which is phenomenal work. And I know our teachers are working their tails off just to teach great lessons and then also remediate really well, intervene with kids. And whether it's our special education, to our title teachers, to our classroom teachers, everybody's pulling on the same side of the rope and working really hard just to help our kids grow in achievement. One of those factors is our district's focus on professional learning communities. We meet weekly. Teachers meet and plan together and talk about just all the great things that our students are doing, and also what are some areas of opportunity that we can come alongside and support them. So really excited about just the work happening in our PLCs. And Mr. Harris, you want to talk a little about attendance?
Absolutely. A big part of this professional learning is students being here. That way we can test and see where kids are. So some things that we do here at Irving to celebrate attendance, we have a quarterly 95% or better celebration with our students. We provide various activities after school, such as the Run and Walk Club, Eagle League, and then also our student council, which we have a huge population of kiddos who do those things. And then we have an attendance board that says perfect attendance, and teachers get to color it in one square at a time for each letter as they have perfect attendance, and I did some math earlier today. We've had over 15 classrooms already this year have perfect attendance in the classroom, so we're doing a phenomenal job with attendance this year.
Excellent. All right, that next slide is just some fun celebratory pictures there of our Irving students and our staff and families after that attendance slide. Hey, that's okay. Very good. Some fun Halloween pictures and different, our run walk club there, and then that very last slide. One more. It's a picture of our Irving team at Halloween and having a lot of fun. There it is. So we like to have fun here. We want to work really hard, and our teachers and staff, I mean all the way to our custodians and kitchen staff, and we are one team, one vision, very much so, and working hard to serve our kids and our families here at Irving. So thank you. We are honored to be, the principals here, and we love Irving.
Thank you so much for being our site host tonight as we march through the district. This is our last elementary school that we have to go to, and we've been to every elementary school in the district so far. So thank you to the board for being committed to meeting with our staff and with our principals and celebrating the good things that are here. But really, we do that because of what you all do. So I love what I hear when I come out into the community, and Irving's no exception to that. So thank you so much for your hard work. Our recognition of state athletes. We'll come and we'll recognize you here, and then we'll go take a picture. Sarah Coyne wants a nice aesthetic behind us, so we'll go over to the Eagle afterwards, okay? I've never had an issue standing next to a mic. But tonight, first certificate of recognition, we'll start with Ava. Ava Dahl, congratulations on your 4th place finish in the MISHA 2024 Class 5 Girls Cross Country Championship and being named the SWCCC-A Class 5 Athlete of the Year. Next up, the Joplin Schools Board of Education presents Nathan Wardlow. Congratulations on your 7th place finish in the 100-meter backstroke and 10th place in the 200 free, earning an all-state finish at the 2024 MISHA State Swimming Tournament. Congratulations. Our next item is our policy committee report.
Donnie, you want to give us a quick report?
I sure can. So the policy committee met towards the end of November, went over a few primarily just clarifications and updating language on a variety of policies from staff member health lactation to student discipline A+ certification, hiring of substitutes, all of it. Again, nothing new, just realigning language and realigning policies to fall within either federal or Missouri state guidelines. And I believe we'll be looking at those a little bit later as well.
Okay, any questions?
Carrie, do you have anything you'd want to add to that?
I just think that I appreciate the work of the policy committee and everybody that's involved. And a lot of the things were minor issues, but just things that we need to do to make sure that we stay up so that we can take care of business in the right way and statutorily.
Absolutely. Next item, the superintendent data report. Dr. Saketa.
Okay, we have special guests tonight, and our first group is Moso Cap's report. Dr. Mwangi couldn't be here tonight. She had a family situation she had to deal with, and we wish her well on that. Dr. Suzanne Hull is here, and she has a contingency of guests and maybe some special guests from the district I see I'm excited about, and formerly from the district. So go ahead, Dr. Hull.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you for having us here this evening. We're going to give you a brief board update. You received all the slides, I believe, already in your packets, and so you've had a chance to peruse those. But we have our students here this evening to share their experiences because it's all about them.
Hi, my name is Ashlyn Santini. I am a senior, and this is my second year in the CAPS program. I'm in the Human Services strand, and I'm going into early education.
Do you want to talk about your experiences and where you've been?
I've really enjoyed my experiences. I've done first grade, second grade, third grade, and preschool, and I've enjoyed all of them, but I've definitely found out through this program that I've enjoyed first and second more, so that's what I'm leaning towards. And it's definitely gotten me more prepared for college and just how to be more professional and write a resume and talk to people, public speaking. So, yeah.
Hello, my name is Riker Kidd. I am a senior, and this is my second year in the MOSO CAPS program. I'm in the business strand, and I am going to veterinary medicine for my future. I have I have gone through many internships, varying from shelter to clinic to emergency. My favorite so far has been emergency, and has just solidified how much I love and how passionate I am for taking care of animals. The program has helped me and several others realize what careers suit them best and how to better their future in the professional field.
I'm a little old for a student, but I'm speaking on behalf of Evelyn Wood. That's a student. She's a senior here at the high school. She is a second-year student also. She was in the Human Services strand, and then last year, for this year, she decided she's going to switch to the Health Sciences strand. She wanted to be here tonight, but she's at a swim meet, Joplin's Invitational Swim Meet, so I'm speaking on her behalf. But different types of experiences that she's had this year, specifically, she's gone to like Access Family Care with working in women's health. She has been at Mother Baby at Freeman's, where she's done with NICU, the pediatric unit, the nursery. She's been with the emergency department at Mercy. Coming up, she's going to go do additional time at Access. She really did enjoy doing that, but then she's found her passion. Whereas she's thinking about something before, but going through her rotations, doing her different experiences, she's really decided then that she's going to focus on health science. She wants to become a nurse. Then eventually she's looking at being a nurse practitioner after she gets her degree, and so she's very excited about it. To quote her, she loves talking about MOSO CAPS, and she's really very sorry that she couldn't be here tonight.
So we're super excited that our students have the opportunity to complete over 80 hours each semester out in the field. And with Ashlyn, she's in a placement right now in first grade, second grade. I've got several students who are teaching in their districts, but she's in second grade at Royal Heights Elementary, and this is the first time that we've had a student be asked to stay the entire year. And so she's going to be in that placement the entire year, and she's super excited about that, and they're excited to have her. But I guarantee you, she's going to be a great employee for Joplin Public Schools someday because you're growing your own. Any questions? All right. Thank you for the opportunity.
Excuse me, and thank you for this PowerPoint. It has some data in there as well, and we appreciate it, and the public can see that as well. The program's been very successful at the high school. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. I understand we are limited on time, so not a problem.
Well, I'll just say that thank you for coming tonight, and it's never, I'm sure you weren't really super excited to come present everything, but you have been well trained, and I think CAPS is part of that, but you probably had a great base before that as well. So hopefully this program has been able to really shine a light on the already positive qualities that you have.
Joplin shares their best with us, so thank you very much.
How many students are participating?
We have 10 this year. We had 14 at one point in the summer. We had a waiting list of 2, and then we had 12 on the first day, and 2 of them could not come. One, there was a family issue, and the other one was similar, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, so yeah, so you have 10.
Okay, great.
Thank you for asking.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hull.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, right next door is our early childhood program, and they are here. Dr. Passon is here, and she has Emily Pierce, the director, to come up and tell us a little bit about the program.
Good evening. Wanted to talk a little bit about the growth that we've seen at Joplin Early Childhood. Wanted to talk a little bit about the growth that we've seen at Joplin Early Childhood over the last few years. Started out in 2022, the 2023 school year with 157 students. Last year, we grew that to 385 students through the course of the year. And as of a week and a half ago, we were currently sitting at 417 students. Of those 417, 69 of those students are in the flight schools and the elementaries, the 3 elementary programs. Looking at our classroom growth, in the 23-24 school year, we added in a low incidence classroom, which we call the bridge classroom. We added in an itinerant teacher to go serve students at Head Start. And then we added in a teacher mid-year last year to help serve our population, which was continuing to grow. This year, to start our school year, we added in those 4 flight classrooms, 1 inside of JEC and 3 inside of the elementary schools. And then we added in another low incidence classroom, which we call the bridge classroom. That one specifically is looking at students with low language and how to help facilitate that language growth for our students. As of right now, inside of the building, we do have, all of our rooms are at a max. We have a child care that serves 40 students through the course of the day. We've got typically 20 in the morning and 20 in the afternoon. There's a couple of times in the day at the very beginning of the morning and the very end of the afternoon where all 40 of them are together. We have 3 ADA classrooms. We have the 4 flight school classrooms, 3 of them in the elementaries and 1 inside of JEC. We have an itinerant teacher who serves Head Start and is serving one of our students right now in the flight school. We have 9 special education classrooms, which we would consider blended classrooms. So we have model students in there, as well as students with special education needs. And inside of those classrooms, we have 180 students. 108 of them are students with special education needs, and 72 of those students would be our model students. We have 4 low incidence classrooms with 33 students between those 2 classrooms. Most of those classrooms have an AM class and a PM class. So we have our students for about 3 hours and 10 minutes every day, with the exception of those 4 flight school classrooms. Looking at us continuing to grow. So we currently have 27 students on a wait list, and that could be for ADA or model students. We also at the moment have a student on a wait list for childcare. We have 5 parents as teacher screenings going on before we end the year right now. We have 25 students in process for special education right now, and that's just talking about looking at whether they would qualify for special education or not. So somewhere in the process could be starting that conversation where families are requesting services, or could be getting down to the very end looking at eligibility and whether they qualify or not. Since from August the 1st until November the 26th, we have had 65 eligibilities for special education. Just a few of those students didn't qualify, so we have taken almost all of those students. Just wanted to say thank you for all of your guys' support and helping us as we continue to grow. Any questions?
Can you explain what a low incidence student is?
Sure. Inside of those classrooms, those are classrooms that students have a lot more special education time, and so those students have higher needs. We have a couple of different programs there. So one of them we call the Bridge Classroom. So it is a little higher functioning, and one of those classrooms is specifically more about language and speech. And then the other one is a little bit more about behaviors. Students are having some behavioral issues. Those classrooms have fewer students. There's a smaller student-to-teacher ratio. The other two programs that we have are called CBSS classrooms, which is communication, behavior, and social skills. So they have higher needs, and they also have a smaller ratio of staff to students.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to observe the flight classroom at Rural Heights a few weeks back, and there were a lot of great things going on in there. So glad that our administration found a way to add those classes and be able to expand those services a little closer to home for kids. So that's a good thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Pierce. Okay, Ms. Toft, health and dental, and then financial statements.
Okay, on the health and dental this month, our expenses were $3,652,192, which is about 44.9% of our budget. If you look at on page 3, if you're looking at expenditures for the month of November, you'll notice like our admin costs were only $2,900, where they had been like last month they were $44,000 and they've been around $29,000, and that is due to the admin. Anthem gave us a little bit of a break on our admin fees, so we're seeing that this month, and I think we'll have a little bit next month as well. So that's what that is. We're still $228,000 more than we were at this time last year as far as expenditures, but we're still continuing to monitor and hoping that our Anthem cost, we will see that decrease as we go through the remainder of the year. I'd be happy to answer any questions so you might have. Okay, moving on to the financial statements. On kind of looking at the condensed financial statement on page 4 there, revenue was up $1.3 million, but pretty similar as far as percentage-wise. Our expenses were up almost $430,000. Again, pretty close in where we're expected to be. Any questions?
Thank you. Public comments, Ms. Worsler. I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, please.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Weaver, a second by Mr. Robertson to approve the consent agenda as presented. Do we have any discussion on this item? Please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Accounts payable, Ms. Toft.
Our bill list that we're bringing tonight is $8,328,815.18, compared to a year ago of $7.8 million. Most of that increase is due to health claims that were happened to pay the cost of the over there too. It was the payroll timing difference. So like what we're paying, the district's paying into the health fund is what contributes to most of that.
I move for approval of our payment of our accounts receivable.
Second.
We have a motion by Mrs. Sherrick, a second.
Payable.
We have a motion by Mrs. Sherrick, a second by Ms. Schroeder to approve our accounts payables presented. Any discussion on this item? Please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. 2025-2026 calendar approval. Dr. Saketa?
Dr. Mwangi was going to present that tonight, but I believe Dr. Harding is going to present that in her place.
Yes, I was fortunate to be part of that committee for the first time, and so It was changed a little bit this year. A survey was sent out to the district, students, parents, teachers to ask for input, and there were over 3,000 responses. And so those responses were broken down in a small subcommittee of teachers, Dr. Mwangi, representatives from both unions were part of that whole process. And learning how to work a calendar with student instructional days and also with teacher work days and trying to make the two mesh was a very challenging task, but it was a great group to work with. And a lot of great, unique ideas came out of that process, and what we have before you is kind of the results of the input from the surveys as far as also the teacher results as well. So just a couple of quick points. There are 170 days which supports the 169 required by the state of Missouri, and there are 8.5 professional development days. So part of the discussion is, since Valentine's falls on a Saturday this year, there was a request to make February 14th, the Valentine's holiday, to be a full day of instructional day instead of just a half day. And so we're going to give that a shot to make the 13th a full day and not a half day like it has been in the past. Halloween we'll still say as a half day. That was pretty glaring in the responses, especially from the public. And so with the half day having to juggle it, it was decided to move that half day to the beginning for teachers for one of their PD days on a Friday to make it a half day work day for teachers. So that's kind of where that 8.5 comes from. Other piece, it was discussed about parent-teacher conference. Fall parent-teacher conference will be at the end of the first quarter, but it was discussed about not doing a spring parent-teacher conference. It doesn't negate the fact that we're going to still communicate with our parents and make sure we're staying in communication with Parent Square and coming in and visiting with parents and teachers, but there will not be a formalized spring parent-teacher conference. And that's in conjunction with a lot of the other schools in the area. There's a lot of other schools that have gone away from the spring parent-teacher conference because of the increased communication that the districts have with parents. So,
isn't it also true, though, Matt, that the attendance for those is very, very low in the spring?
Yes, especially for secondary. For secondary, it's extremely low. A lot of things going on. It's just hard to pick the right day. And so it's just a difficult situation. So there was a need from the committee to see, try it this year and see if we can make it work. And like I said, do a better job of improving our communication if we need to, and to make sure we support our parents and our students, but at the same time, making sure we're making it beneficial, the time beneficial, not just sitting around.
Has the state's required days changed, or is that the same year over year?
It's the same.
Okay, thank you.
It's the same.
Okay, and I want to thank Dr. Mwangi for going above and beyond, and Julie Munn has done a great job over the years, but her assistance with Dr. Mwangi and getting an extensive survey across the district and a working group so there was a lot of feedback on this approach. So thank you, Dr. Mwangi, and the whole group.
Any further questions? Entertain a motion on this item.
I would make a motion to approve the calendar as presented by Matt Harding.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Hurd, a second by Ms. Schroeder to approve the 2025-2026 calendar as presented. Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none, please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Joplin High School soccer field improvements, Dr. Harding.
Yes, I'll have Coach Hyatt come up and Dave Pettit will come up to help with this. But as we've been working through this process for the last 7 years, improving in our fields, not only at Jung Stadium, but also Joplin High School. The soccer field is the final phase of those projects. If you've driven by Joplin High School right now, you can see the new turf on the football field going in. So when we were discussing this final phase, we've been doing some research and looking at historical numbers, and obviously there's a rise in cost of installation, of labor, of the turf itself, and communicating with Mid-America that we work with, found out that there'd be quite a bit of savings if we basically booked it now before they get bogged down and get busy with other requests, and especially with demand being very high, with schools going to turf and even parks and city communities going to turf. they're seeing a very high increase in their demand. And so we wanted to make sure we got in on this beforehand, before the prices went up, because they're expecting about a 5% raise in prices in 2025. So we wanted to make sure we got in front of that, and they have been great to work with our other fields. And so we wanted to present this to you now so we could take advantage of the pricing that they are offering us right now before that price goes up. And so if there's anything else that Coach Hyatt or Mr. Pettit would like to add?
No, I think you did a great job of summing it up. So we started turf replacement in 2019 with Young, and then moved to the high school in 2022. Did softball in 2022, baseball in 2023. If you've been by the high school, you can see that the football field project is ongoing right now, and so the soccer field will be the end of our turf replacement cycle, and I'm hoping that I don't have to sit in this chair for about 6 or 7 years until it's time to do Young again. But we do believe that, coming to you early and having this project approved now for the 25-26 capital outlay will save us around 5%, as the contractor is expecting increases in not just turf but also labor, crumb rubber, nailer board, all the inputs as we move into the next year.
And on this, did you get multiple bids on it?
Went through the co-op pricing.
Okay, so co-op pricing was more competitive than anything else out there. Okay.
For what we want.
Yeah.
We want all our fields to be the same specs.
Okay.
Same turf, so we weren't juggling different kinds of turfs. And what we found with Jung is by putting the pad underneath the Jung, it's actually expanding that, getting better GMAX testing. So we put that pad in this one. We're also going to put that same pad in the soccer field as well. So hopefully we're getting more of a life out of it.
Okay. So if we approve this, does this mean Matt won't come see us ever for the next 7 years?
Well, I do other things besides ask for money. So I'm happy to come back anytime you'd like me.
Well, it sounded like you didn't want to come visit with us.
Well, I do feel a little different. Most of the time I sit here and ask for money. But, we'll talk about something else sometime. How about that, John?
That's a deal.
What's your expected life on this turf?
Around 12 years, David. And so, we believe with the installation of the shot pad under this, which the soccer field bid has, that not only are we providing the safest playing surface possible for our athletes, but we're also extending the life of that turf. Because again, what wears turf out is, first of all, playability as those fibers degrade, but it becomes hard and becomes unsafe. And so we believe with the pad underneath it, which is guaranteed for 25 years and should make it through 2 life cycles easily, that we are extending the life of that. So we believe at least 12 years, and we'll have to see. We're on just finished season 6 at Jung, which is the same product with the pad under it. It is holding up very well, and as we do our GMAX testing every year, those numbers are barely raising each year. So it is holding up very well, and we expect that we're going to get the same life expectancy out of all of these products.
And I think we've done a cost analysis that the cost of turf and all the costs with maintenance and mowing and all of those, that it's a similar cost. And the turf, if you play a game when it's rained out, you're not starting over because it's all torn up. So it seems to be a shrewd investment. It seems to be good for athletes, allowing them to play.
I think when we first started to replace these, we did that analysis, and remind me here, but I think this is a lot of money. This was still the cheaper option as opposed to flipping it back to grass, because I think we all kind of took a breath on that when we first saw the cost of it, but that was the more economical decision.
It's the price of turf over a 10-year cycle is the same as grass, but you're going to spend $1 million to go back to grass to do all the dirt work and everything else.
Yeah.
And then I think what we talked about before is playability. I mean, if you drive by Joplin High School any time of the day, you're probably going to see kids out there practicing, playing, whatever, working out. And so that's the name of the game, is playability. We got kids on our fields, and even just talking to the turf guys and even the conferences we go to, there's so many communities itself, or instead of having a park, they're putting big turf fields in the middle of the parks, because you just constantly have people on it. You're not mowing it. You're not worried about somebody tearing it up, and you can do so much with it. from a community standpoint. So they might, one weekend make it soccer fields, one weekend make it softball fields, one weekend just open it up and have a concert on it, and they don't have to worry about the grass ever getting torn up on it.
Well, based on all that, I would move that we approve this.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Weaver, a second by Mrs. Sherrick to approve the Joplin High School soccer field improvements. Any further discussion on this
I
item?
was curious how long it was going to take to install and if it would affect any programming.
Well, we have it, the installation will be around a month. You know, it's construction, so a lot of times it's going to go longer than that. However, what we have scheduled is installation in November of 2025, which would be at the conclusion of our next boys soccer season. That would give us 12 years on our existing field, or 12 seasons on our existing field for the boys seasons. But that would give us from November to early March to get that project done and completed when the girls start. So it should be plenty of time, and we believe that's the best time to target to do it, to interfere with as little as possible.
So the football field should be done in the spring, and we have soccer lines on it, so if anything were to go wrong, we can always play soccer on the football field. And we're going to put some small ticks on the soccer field that if you need to play football or do anything else on there, we're going to make it very useful.
All right, great, thank you.
I would just add to that when 4 years or so ago we had that conversation, and John, you really led the charge on that, and we figured that out. We made a commitment to this, and people forget that Joplin High School is closing in on 10 years old. It's hard to believe it's been that long, right? But we're so glad that we're able to do this. Please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. MSBA statewide officer resolution, Dr. Cicetta.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. It's not often that we have somebody that's interested and willing to run for a state office. Mr. Hartwell, our president, is very interested. He is right now the MSBA Region 9 representative. And I've been to, and so has the rest of the board members, been to MSBA functions and seen how it works when it comes to getting representation from all the different areas of the state. It's very important. I appreciate, as far as being superintendent, Mr. Hartwell's interest in doing that and representing Joplin schools specifically, but really all of us in the Southwest region. The whole region is important. And there's been more and more cooperation between schools that I've noticed in the last 2 or 3 or 4 years in terms of like interests when it comes to legislative priorities, which is a big deal right now, and also making sure that school boards are well represented at the Capitol, as well as all the other things that we have going on for the interest of our students and our staff. So this recommendation is for the Board of Education to consider an official adoption of a resolution, a nomination resolution for Riley Hartwell, a member of the Joplin Schools Board of Education, for the office of Vice President of MSBA, and that will be a summertime election, and I would give it to the board for their consideration.
I would add to that, I have had some excellent mentors over the last couple of years with MSBA, and individuals who serve on our statewide board, specifically here in Southwest Missouri, who have been encouraging to me and have encouraged me to do this, and not just here in Southwest Missouri, but really all across the state. And it's a commitment, and I think that I would really appreciate everybody's support to be able to share the things that we do here in Joplin, to be an advocate, and really to just continue on like we've done here in Joplin schools. Really the good work the MSBA is doing, I'm committed to them. I'm committed to the individuals who are running the organization, and I would appreciate your support in terms of an endorsement tonight.
I move that we nominate Riley Hartwell for 2025 statewide vice president officer with MSBA.
Second.
We have a motion by Ms. Schroeder, a second by Mr. Hurd, to approve the MSBA statewide officer resolution. Any questions of me?
Just one question. Would we endorse him, or not? The MSBA would nominate him? Or what are they asking us?
They're asking the board to say that they are supportive of me seeking this.
Okay.
And then at that time, it's my responsibility to secure the votes in the delegate assembly at the MSBA Summer Summit.
Okay.
And just a comment I'd make is, Riley, you and I talked about this earlier, and I applaud your desire, your effort, commitment. It's a lot. I've shared with you, I had some of these positions in prior lives, and I applaud your commitment to seeking that office. So best of luck to you on it.
Well, thanks, John, and hopefully you're okay with sharing me a little bit with the state organization and allowing me to have that opportunity to move through the ranks of MSBA. Please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Thank you all so much for your confidence. Joplin High School new courses, Dr. Saketa.
Okay, Dr. Mwangi was going to introduce Dr. Oliver and Miss Dorton, who are here tonight. Miss Jennifer Hancock's here also if we need her assistance. The course adoption at JHS every year is a major undertaking, and with career academies coming in full circle and really taking off next year, there's some courses that's for your consideration that they need to tell you about and show you how that works through the Career Academy process.
Good evening. I thought maybe Casey was going to lead us off, but I'll kind of walk us through and get us started. There's more information than you really need, but I wanted to back it up just a little bit and kind of talk about the 3 pillars of transformation that I know we've discussed in this setting before, but there are 3 things that we're going to change with the Academy's model. The student experience, teaching and learning, and the industry and community engagement, which we've all talked about are important components to the Academies of Joplin. And when I say we're going to change that student experience, is we're going to put them in a better spot as they walk across the stage than they were when they came in as freshmen. And the teaching and learning, we're not asking teachers to do anything different. We're not going to take the art of teaching away. It's just about getting onto a personal level with kids having some voice and choice, project-based learning, real-world internships, student-run businesses, which is already a part of the high school. We're just going to expand that a bit. And then finally, the industry and community engagement. I feel that's important from our civic-mindedness, that we get them into our schools, that we connect with them, that they're working with us in our industry councils and then in opportunities to get involved in our school, whether that means coming into our Freshman 101 course, which many have already, and our guest speakers, to internships in their businesses. But what we're leaning on them the most is opportunities in the future and getting them out into the world into the community of Joplin and providing them opportunities to have real-world experience. Most important with the community engagement, we've engaged, if you will, the Chamber of Commerce. We've came in and met with them a couple different times talking about this and getting the word out. We've met with 10 industries already so that they have an understanding of what we're trying to accomplish. And so really those are the 3 pillars of what this is going to bring about.
And then so when we look at building on our strengths, first of all, we started the career pathways and career academies 10 years ago when we moved into the building under Dr. Saketa's leadership. So we already have a good foundation of career-oriented classes, as well as a lot of offerings in our transitions program that really let our kids into that career exploratory lessons to kind of make good decisions about where they want to go. So this is we're just increasing that and making it better than where we've been. At those advanced learning opportunities, we already offer college credit and we already offer industry recognized credentials, which are our IRCs, through a lot of our courses. But we're going to expand that and make sure that we're offering that across the board in every single one of our academies and pathways for our students so they can be better set up for their future. And then our community partnerships. At Franklin Technology Center, we already have advisory boards, so we already have that in community engagement. So just expanding that as well across our entire high school and making sure that we're engaging our local industry, local businesses, and local leaders in everything we do at Joplin High School.
questions on Joplin High School new courses?
I have a question. In looking at these flow charts, I'm specifically looking at the business one, if we want to just refer to it. Are these interchangeable, or once you choose this, is this the path?
If you choose, whichever one you choose at the top, that could be the pathway. It doesn't have to be the pathway.
Okay.
If you want a different course, we want kids to have as many experiences as they possibly can. We just asked, when we worked with our teachers on 3 or 4 different occasions in creating these, because teachers created these, that was their systematic approach to what a pathway could be. But it doesn't lock in a kid. If they want to take, we want them to figure out what they want to do, but we also want them to figure out what they don't want to do. And so they can take different courses along that path. And let's say they were in one pathway, or they're even in one academy and want to change. They can change that semester. It's no problem. And then those courses that they would take, they need elective credits anyway. So they'll just go to their elective credits as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So maybe you said it, I missed it, but what year of school would they engage in this to start on a path?
They would start as sophomores.
Okay.
Their freshman year is the very first diagram that looks like this. It's upside down for you right now, but their freshman year, they're basically looking at all academies, and they're going to make a choice in the spring as to which academy they're going to go to. But then they'll have, my ultimate goal, will we get there? Who knows? But the ultimate goal is to have half our kids out in our community every single day working in internships. Whether that's possible or not will depend on the community engagement.
That's great.
The list of new classes, I see computers, you have 5 courses there. Can we do these with our existing teachers, or will we need to hire more staff?
Yes, these are all planned out with existing staff in mind. At this point, Shelley, you're welcome. I don't see any extra FTE coming your way.
Okay. It's exciting to see how you've worked through some of these things. And I know it's a work in process that maybe a year from now we'll have different views, but it's always good to get something started and work on things. And I applaud your efforts and the effort you've made in thinking this all through. Good job.
I'm going to echo what Mr. Weaver said, and for me, this has been a long time coming, and I'm so excited to see the academy, the flow chart, or I want to say scope and sequence, because that's how I look at it. But I love this, and I'm so excited for the opportunities that our students have, and I'm excited to see our community involved with this. And I applaud you, Dr. Oliver, for doing that. And I love also to see the collaboration with Joplin High School and Franklin Tech. This is something I know that Dr. Saketa got started when he was at Joplin High School as administrator, and I'm glad to see that this collaboration is continuing, and we're developing some great things for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions of Dr. Oliver? Please vote.
We approve this?
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Weaver, a second by Ms. Schroeder to approve the Joplin High School new courses as presented. Please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Franklin Technology Center purchase of 2 backhoe operation simulators.
Okay. Our construction technology program is looking to add 2 backhoe simulators to their construction technology program to complete their spending of the MACO money, which was the Missouri Area Career Center Opportunities Grant that was funded through ARPA. So 75% of that purchase is covered by that grant, so the district has a lot of capital outlay funds for that $13,743 for that, for our 25% portion of that equipment. I'm not really sure. If you guys have any questions, please ask. I can kind of go further into detail on anything that construction program has to offer.
So
Is
any,
this, oh, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, Veronica.
I was just going to ask, is this something that can provide our students with an IRC to take with them?
So all of our students get a certificate for their hours of operation on that piece of equipment that they can take with them.
Okay, and any idea expected number of students to participate in this yet?
So it's one section of our class, so it is 17 students a year roll through the heavy equipment simulators. And then they also have forklifts, telehandler, skid steer that they operate live on site. These are bigger pieces of equipment, and 16, 17, and 18-year-olds, we would rather be at simulated experience right now.
Agreed.
Or they might dig up highest turf out there that he's been
I'd rather be in the real thing.
Right up until you tip it over.
Yeah.
That's all right. You wear a helmet.
But remember, insurance costs.
I entertain a motion to approve this.
So moved.
We have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Hurd, to approve the purchase of 2 backhoe operation simulators at Franklin Technology Center. Any further comments? Please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Policy updates for first reading. Any questions on these items after review? I'd entertain a motion to approve the first reading approval of the policies as presented, please.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Hurd, a second by Ms. Schroeder to approve the first reading approval of the policies as presented. Any further discussion on any of these items? Hearing none, please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. We have a special presentation this evening, and before we do this, every year, about 3 years ago, I guess it is now, we decided to add a student representative to the board, and this year Annabelle Rutledge has been our board rep, and we're so glad. We know that this runs from new year to new year, so we'll have a new representative that's joining us, but tonight we want to celebrate Annabelle. And I do want to say, she wrote us a very nice note, and she doesn't know I'm going to read this. Cheryl asked me beforehand to pass it around, but I thought we'll just read it to everybody because it was just so kind. She wrote to the board, "I wanted to tell you all how much I appreciate you. Having the opportunity to glimpse into your world has been amazing. I cannot thank you enough for it. You all do so much that many people do not know about, but we could not survive without. You all and this experience have helped me grow in ways I could not have done so otherwise. Thank you, Annabelle Rutledge. P.S. Merry Christmas." So, Annabelle, thank you so much for spending a year with us and spending one night a month with the board. We're so glad that you joined us. So, Annabelle, come on over. We've got something for you here.
Okay, Annabelle, thank you very much for your service. We have a plaque for you, and we have a parting gift, and we thank you very much for everything you've done. Anything you want to say one last time? Okay, all right. Thank you again, Annabelle. And would Laylee Ransdale please stand up? Laylee, board, will be our new student advisor, and she will start in January.
Hello, I'm Laylee Ransdell, and I was elected to be the new student advisor. I'd like to tell you just a little bit about myself. I am involved in a couple student organizations for the high school. I am very active in student council, and this year I've been welcomed onto the site council, where I get a little bit of an insider view about new policies and ideas that are being passed around for the school. I'm very excited for my partnership with you guys and being able to be more of a part of the district and giving the student body a voice.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We look forward to you joining us at our January meeting.
What was that?
We look forward to you joining us at our January meeting. So thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Robertson, a second by Ms. Sherrick to adjourn. Any further discussion? Please vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll call you back here in a minute.
You do.
Or you call-